Still to
What the
me,
hell is that on the screen? That should say BCU donation fund.
we're going around the whole sweat, Marlo. The whole
Why
sweat.
in the fuck is it under my picture? What in the hell just happened? My bad, y'all. I
tell you what, Marlo will never hesitate to alienate a whole fan base.
So, welcome to another edition of the Madness Basketball Podcast. Myself, Lord Jamal, DK, TP is on the way. He has a NCAA football match that he's playing. Doc Holliday was supposed to be with us, but he's had a health issue. So our thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hopefully he gets a speedy recovery. Make sure everything's okay. And then my understanding, he's going to stream on his channel tomorrow. So I'll pop in and say hello to everybody, and we'll chop it up a little bit over there. As you saw with the promo clip, we here at Fat Mouth Sports may not be the most friendly Bethune-Cookman platform, and I'm working to make it friendlier.
Why are you lying to these people?
Thank you, Jamal.
Anyway, so the goal is to be a more SWAC-friendly podcast, because, again, when we go to the national HBCU events, we get the same thing. Y'all love FAMU, but do you cover this or do you cover that? So we're trying to broaden our horizons for events that we can cover everything. And if you notice from the website, we have a little bit more in-depth articles. It is more FAMU, Florida State, SWAC, but there are more in-depth articles there. So again, feel free to go to fatmouthsports.net, check out the latest articles. I have been working really hard on getting actual articles, not just podcast content. That being said, I just talked about how we're going to do all this stuff to not be so FAMU-centric. And now I'm going to tell you about some things going on at FAMU. So, there has been a lot going on at FAMU. And if you know my history, you know how I feel about FAMU. I'm not going to rehash that. It's like, I'm cool with a lot of stuff. Don't say nothing about Mother FAMU. It's going to be a problem. But right now, Mother FAMU is under duress. And she's under duress from a president selection process that may be rigged. And the reason I say it may be rigged is if you have three candidates that have higher education experience, and then you throw one on there who has zero higher education experience. My dyslexic, run-on sentence writing behind has just as much higher education experience as Maga Marv. Now, again, vote your conscience. How you feel is how you feel. But if you have a problem with someone who is less than perfect to be the president of FAMU, let it be known to your board of trustee members. Let it be known to the National Alumni Association. Let it be known to the FAMU community at large. They are having, I believe Maga Marv is going to be interviewing tomorrow. Is that correct, Jamal? I think she may be interviewing.
She will interview tomorrow, and she pretty much is. She'll be on campus all day. Meet and greet 5:30, 6 o'clock.
All right, FAMU.
Doing that, what you please.
You know how we do. All right. Y'all need to be very vocal in that venue.
They finna make us act ugly again.
With Will Packer. Will is from St. Pete. He from the good side of St. Pete. I know Devron is on the other side of St. Pete. Will is from the good side of St. Pete. St. Pete gonna be there. St. Pete gonna do what St. Pete do. All y'all got to do is join with St. Pete. I ain't saying act up. but indignant is okay. That being said,
Somebody should go and play. The smoke to cut the beat. Every time she start talking, somebody should just hit play and go beep.
And I should be in like this amazing mood. I'm sure DK made some money last night.
Just a tad bit.
It's beautiful, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm celebrating Jason Tatum's injury. I'm not. That game was over with before he even got injured. The moment he took that 40-foot three with the heat check, oh yeah, it was over. It was over. You chucking up shots to be chucked.
There was 4 minutes left, right?
Oh, okay, 3 more minutes left, and they still had to overcome a Jalen Brunson and
They
Mikal
only
Bridges.
won by 7. That's only takes 1 3, and they back in a weird situation.
That 3 is how they got in trouble in the first place.
He had 42 or whatever he ended up with. He was on fire. He had like 7 threes, 8
He
threes.
was. I am
42
okay.
and a loss.
42
Can't blame
points
him.
in a
Can't
loss.
blame him.
I'm okay with. Them other dudes, yeah, they ran out of bullets. They ran, and you know what? Shout out to Tibbs.
Them other dudes been running out of bullets quite often. It's not the first time they done ran out of bullets. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this with all due respect. You can't run into the NBA playoffs with the last dude picked on the rec yard and think you're gonna win an NBA championship. I don't care if the NBA call him 6th man of the year.
Oh my
That
God,
dude was
bro,
firing blanks.
He was the only one that was hooping the other day.
They put a video out on Twitter of him in high school. Or in high school. I don't know how he got to the NBA. I do not know. Because he still looked like the kid that was the last kid picked at the rec yard. He just, it is what it is. And I'm saying this respectfully.
What they say is when time and meet preparation.
Exactly. He was a Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
And his game is like some people, their game they expand their game, or they are just exact same. His drives to the bucket exactly the same as it was in high school. He is who he is through and through, and I give him that credit. He not doing nothing outside his.
But it don't matter because his own teammates be saying they can't stop. It's a whole drill. Stop Peyton. They can't even stop him.
You ain't gotta stop. Listen, you ain't got to stop him.
It's not stop Jason Tatum. It's not stop Jaylen Brown. It's stop Peyton Bridges.
Listen,
that's how you know it's bad.
This dude, all we had to do, if I knew all we had to do was put a hand in his face, we should have been doing that from game 1.
Hey, that's because they say once you take 10,000 clock hours to master, right?
Yeah.
Boy, got 40K in that. You ain't beating it. It don't matter.
But in the first quarter, Pritchard, Devin White, they were just running and gunning, wild and loose. But this time they weren't pulling away. There was no 20-point lead last night. And that is a problem. Because there is a 6'2" dude on the court. He is everything. He has the most fourth quarter points through 10 games of an NBA playoff. Ahead of Kobe, ahead of Steph. I mean, well, Kobe was on that twice, but that's beside the point. He is up there. And he is efficient. And as one of the commentators said, he not taking like low degree of difficulty shot. These are 10 out of 10 shots. So, and listen, I know I was upset with Mitchell Robinson and the free throws, but Mitchell Robinson got to be on the court. Got to. The hacker Mitch.
Last 2 minutes, just not the last 2 minutes of
It don't matter. Well, I guess it do matter. But in the first 3 minutes of the half, you already in the bonus because the hacker Mitchell is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. Absolutely ever seen.
I mean, it's just like how they do everybody, man. Just make your free throws. Otherwise, you're going to be a liability. But again, there's a reason why he on the court. So it's like you can't be mad.
Them offensive boards. Oh my god. It got stupid at one point. And again, I have to apologize to Tibbs. Maybe since he is an NBA coach, maybe he know better than me. I could be wrong. I just know if they had lost last night, today would not have been a good day for Tibbs. I would have gave him every piece of my mind. but it was good to see New York take a 3-1 lead. The city looked real happy. It's something that needed to happen. On the flip side of that, we've been telling y'all that the Cavs backcourt has been too small. And they're about to get bounced out of the playoffs.
No, they not. They showing life right now, man.
DK, I swear I love your optimism, bro.
No, but they're actually winning. And the games that they lost, the backcourt that he's talking about wasn't playing. So give him a chance, Troy.
Yeah, but why would I purposely play a small backcourt in the NBA unless that big backcourt got something to hide?
DK.
I think it was really just about the opportunity to get Donovan Mitchell, really, is what it came down to, right? And they were trying to move on. They already had a small backcourt, right? So they were just trying to move on from Sexton, really. They kind of just upgraded.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now, DK. It is 8 minutes in the third quarter. Cleveland is shooting 14% from three.
You don't win games like that. Jesus.
No, as Pascal makes another 3.
So I'm just saying, it don't look good. It don't look good for Cleveland right now. But that backcourt has been an issue.
So
even when they were winning, it just was like as soon as a game plan get put together, they're gonna be in trouble. So, we'll see how that unfolds, but I'm not overly optimistic about that. And then Jimmy Butler, if we gonna give holy hell to James Harden, we got to give the same smoke. We got to give the same smoke. We got to give the absolute same smoke to Jimmy Butler. 9 shots in a game. At one point, he was running away from the ball.
Hey, he was having a bad shooting night.
His night wasn't that. Hold on, his night wasn't that bad. We're gonna look at them scores. His night wasn't that bad. In the loss margin, if he just would have took, this man was 5 of 9.
Yep. Bad shooting night for Jimmy Butler.
That ain't even a bad shooting night. He just didn't take shots. He had a minus 18.
For Jimmy Bucket, yeah. That's a bad shooting night.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I lied. His plus minus was minus 30.
Damn, he was rebound either.
He was the worst player on the court. He was just getting cardio.
This was what, Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Oh, well.
Jimmy has taken 2 teams to finals.
Yeah, but to me, it's
but what?
Where were you when we needed you most? You did all that complaining, got to a team where you wanted to be there. The team needed you, and you just wasn't there.
Had a bad shooting night.
Yeah,
Jonathan
not too bad shooting nights, but they need his job was simple: win one game without Steph.
I agree
Not
with
two, not three. Just give them
Just
one.
hold on. Yeah.
And he didn't do that.
Oh, and speaking of more family news, congratulations to the women's indoor track for securing conference championship total number 201. Appreciate you, ladies.
Do you?
And if the men can hold on this 4x400 relay, they win it too.
Hey.
Oh, they pulled it out? Okay. All right.
No. If the women pulled it out, we still waiting on the men.
Men, okay.
Yeah.
I need, you know what? I can't find the golf scores for the men's golf at Florida State. Florida State is smoking everybody by like 9 strokes, and the number 3 team in the nation is Ole Miss, and they getting smacked around. And
So you know what I'm learning? Remember when Coach Bill came on this show and she said, I'm not playing it just any old body in the middle of the week because a lot of these teams in a multitude of sports, not just softball, basketball, play any old body.
There are teams
in the middle of the week.
Yep. They don't leave. It's teams that don't leave their area. If it's not a big meet, a big golf tournament, they don't leave their area. They will stay in that exact same area and play their matches. And again, I understand there are finances to it, but you
Florida State ain't hurting for no money.
No, I ain't talking about Florida State. I'm talking about the SEC.
Yeah.
And when this softball tournament start, you're gonna see it as well. That these teams that was supposed to be so good, they not. Because Florida State is not the number 5 team in the nation in softball. They not. Why are we a 5 seed?
I'm just calling a spade a spade. They might have gotten and please, this is not a disrespect to Florida State softball coach by any means. My mother died from breast cancer, so I'm being serious when I say this. We saw the same thing happen with that last North Carolina State team that North Carolina State team that KYL had. Sometimes judges give out a few sympathy points because they understand. Like that's rough to deal with as a person, as a family, and as a team that is used to seeing that coach every day. So they might have got a few sympathy points.
Well, what I'm saying is they are better than a 5 seed, but it's okay. The 5 seed will get us an easier path through Oklahoma because we'll probably end up playing, if I'm not mistaken, I think A&M is number 1. I can't remember. But
yeah, Texas A&M been number 1.
Yeah.
Now listen, I think I said it in our other group chat when we played Texas A&M earlier this year, and Zora Hughes got 2 Ks off of 2 of their best hitters, and we scored 2 points. We're gonna be more than all right on FAMU softball. I just hope that team. I just hope that there is no tampering with that team, especially when you talk about Hughes and Jamison Townsend, who are freshmen, but they got big bats and big arms. But yeah, man.
What's Samantha? Is Samantha her last name?
Who?
The picture. Light skinned girl with long braid.
Yeah, I think it is. I think Samantha is her last name.
Yeah. I don't know if she's coming back or not, but she had some moments in the tournament where I was like, I see flashes. I see flashes.
I think we got I'm honestly hoping the catcher come back. The catcher got us out of more fires this season than anybody.
Oh my God. Like that, she had the only home run in the SWAC tournament.
The only one.
Slapped that thing in. It wasn't just a home run, it was a home run to win the game.
Yep, walk off.
Walk-off home
You
run.
got the only one. Walk on home run.
You got the only one. Again, I will be congratulatory to Jackson State's baseball coach. Yeah, you talk your shit
No,
because
we're congratulatory to the players, not him.
I'm about to get there. You get to talk your noise because you won 2 SWAC titles at that field. That's fine. Understand. When you do that, this ain't the old SWAC. You now have 2 Florida schools that don't forget stuff, and it's personal. Baseball and softball in Florida is personal. All you got to do is look at my tweets. We going back and forth with Bethune-Cookman over baseball.
Hey, my uncle played baseball for Bethune-Cookman, so yeah.
It's personal. Like, I don't like to admit this, but I grew up my stepdad's dad when St. Pete had the Little League regional in Gulfport, Florida. He managed that complex. He did the grounds for that complex.
Oh wow!
So I grew up seeing every year baseball. Like, a lot of these kids don't go on like what they make you think. Oh, they're gonna go on to be major leaguers. They don't. Like, there's like a few, like maybe 3, but it is baseball all day, all night. So baseball has been a part of my DNA, except for when my daddy tried to make me go out for the baseball team. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. This is not what I want to do. But I love to talk about baseball, especially good baseball. So if you see us talking noise about that, that's why. It is, again, it's so much. I don't know if we got a chance to talk about it, but Charlie Ward, I did the article on Fat Mouth Sports. Charlie Ward signed Anquan Bolden Jr. To the FAMU basketball team. He came by way of IMG Buffalo, and now he's going to be playing. He's going to be a combo guard. So we're more than likely going to run a 3-guard lineup.
I'm wing that he offered out of Junco, that guy still hasn't decided where he going yet. I still got my fingers crossed on him.
The 6'7" dude.
Yeah, he's a 6'7" wing, bro. Wing,
Okay.
not just he's not a center. He is a 6'7" wing.
Oh, that's.
He can shoot threes. He can put the ball on the floor like a guard, which tells me he had a late growth spurt.
Yeah. So there are pieces there, but I keep nobody stop listening to these coaches tell y'all it ain't nothing left in the transfer portal but trash. They lying to you. If there are 1,000+ players in the transfer portal, they played somewhere, so they have talent to play. It is not trash just in the portal.
No, it's not.
Oh man, I'm trying to behave because, again, I'm trying to be more hospitable for sponsors, but it's some bullshit. Like, every chance they get, it's either an anonymous coach or this source or that source. And I know I just made the whole source rant earlier today, but you ain't got to trash these kids.
No, but honestly, if you as a coach, if you trashing a kid, to me, and it could just be the former player in me that got trashed a couple times, that says more about you as a coach and as a man or a woman or whatever than it does about a kid. Because why are you trashing a 19-year-old? You're 40.
It's crazy. It has been crazy. But again, what Charlie Ward is going to be able to do with, I'm going to get myself in trouble, with Florida State legacy that have not been welcomed by Florida State properly.
Yeah,
he's gonna be able to do amazing things with the athletes there. And it's some more in the pipe.
Yeah,
it's some more in the pipe. So,
but it's kind of like, and we both know I'm not like a huge fan of Oscars, but it's kind of like he said, like when you look at people that had come through Florida State, and you say Prime, you say Anquan Bolden, you say Peter Ward, like Florida State loves Charlie Ward.
Mhm.
Like not even though they love Charlie Ward.
Mhm. It is. And by the way, we will reach out to SID Driscoll and try and get Charlie onto the podcast. And I shouldn't say try. SID Driscoll has been very good with getting us anything we ask for, unlike other people.
Hey,
That
we need to
means
get the can we get the equipment directors on the podcast? We can do both. We can do Florida State, we can do Jackson State. Let's get the equipment directors on
We'll get
because
them all.
honestly, hey, our current equipment, I almost said Donald, but Donald's in Miami now. We need a Coach Heisman t-shirt for Charlie.
I've seen that in the group chat, and I'm
Yeah.
in agreement with you that there needs to be a marketing shirt.
Yeah, like Willie Simmons had shotgun, we need a Coach Heisman.
I also would like it. I want the ability to build a relationship with them. So when they decide they need to cast off PEs,
Hey, you ain't listen. I weigh 11.5. Hit my line. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
I just want the opportunity for some exclusive PEs. That's it. And I ain't even listen, I know what I said about LeBron, but some of his shoes are very comfortable. Very comfortable. So yeah, like they have some PEs and they have some PEs that Marlo ain't got. That's the key. That is the key. To have some PEs Marlo ain't got. So, but yeah, we're definitely gonna work on getting more people on. I also reached out to Jackson State to get their baseball coach on. I'll follow up with that tomorrow. I know the lady to call directly at the student Cookman.
Sidebar.
I just got.
Y'all know the Trailblazers are up for sale.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Really?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to that.
All right,
Yep.
cool. Because it just crossed my timeline. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Yeah. So, well, we already here. So when Mr. Allen passed away, in his will, for his trust, it specifically states that the Trailblazers will go up for sale. Not the Seattle Seahawks and not the soccer team. But the Blazers will go up for sale. And so the sister, what are we doing? Like 4 years now? The sister absolutely refused to sell the team. Like refused. And I think the family tried to take her to court to get her to move, and she wasn't moving off that stance. Well, the NBA got a new media rights deal.
It's not
The Celtics just sold for $6 million. Of course she's selling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, to be fair, when she sells the team, the proceeds of the sale are going to go to charity.
But
So
that's why she was dragging her feet. Because the longer she held on to it, she could pad her retirement.
Yeah, so she made enough money to she ain't no spring chicken. She got enough money to last the rest of her days.
Right.
So,
and speaking of teams up for sale, the WNBA is forcing the Connecticut Sun Tribe to sell that team by goddamn time. Candace Parker and Co. They team. Tennessee Sunday. Let's get it.
I mean, I'm cool.
Wow.
Anything outside of Connecticut, they need to be in a media market that is open to another.
It's either there or they go to Boston.
Yeah.
And when they had to play in the Garden last season, because of a concert at their home stadium, they sold it out twice.
I ain't gonna get on the WNBA because I know we bashed them enough on here.
Well, that's because they got a trash ass president, and I want them to do better.
Yep. So we. The Aces let Drea go. Deja, I'm sorry, let Deja go.
Yeah. That's because of what's her name over there? Got a guaranteed contract, and she's not getting better. I said it for you.
Y'all know
So
the Aces. The Aces could have had a whole calendar. They could have had a calendar and sold it for charity. I would have bought 7.
We know.
It's. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because
it just.
Yeah.
Oh, that last president kind of fucked them over with that one.
Yeah.
She got. I think this might be the last year on her rookie contract though.
Okay.
But yeah. It's the reason why she's only appeared in like 6 games over there.
And I'm gonna say this again. I'm sick of you knuckleheads getting on the internet hollering about you wouldn't get flued out. I would get flued out right now. So y'all need to stop lying. Just stop it.
Also, if they part of the show don't make it to the recap.
Right.
Also, so something happened last night. And it was kind of major. But before I get to that, I want to get to this the combine video that was released of Cooper Flagg's vertical. I now have reservations about Cooper Flag. Like, he is now screaming Adam Morrison to me. Like, it is screaming in my head, Adam Morrison.
Why?
Wait a minute. His combine is screaming Adam Morrison and not him disappearing in big games.
I was willing to give him a pass on that.
Why?
I was willing to give him a pass on that. I'm like, okay, well, let's look at the fit because everybody's telling you, oh, he's tall and he's athletic wing. He can play defense and offense and yada, yada, yada.
That man gonna be the next great white hope. I'll say it so you won't. I'll be bad guy.
35-inch vertical, homie.
He's 6'7", 6'8". He don't how much more you need to manage on?
Superman. We need Dwight Howard in 2004. That's what we need.
If you are the consensus number 1 pick, the physicals have got to match the tape.
The thing is, somebody I heard said it today, said it best. He doesn't do one thing great. He's not super athletic. He's not the greatest shooter we've seen come out. He just actually does everything really well, above average. Can you tell me another dude within this draft that's 6'7" that could move decent, plays a little bit of defense, knows how to score the ball, knows what it feels like to have all that pressure, to have to deal with all that, scoring 20 points a game, could take it to the rim, can handle the rock. Like, it's hard. I feel like that you're not going to get that.
So
bro, every single time Duke needed Cooper Flag to come through, Cooper Flag was sitting over there on the bench. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Hey, that's what they said about LeBron early in his career.
LeBron was also 19 in the pros.
Okay, so the kid Ace Bailey, I like Ace Bailey.
Really?
His physical.
That's surprising.
Hold on.
Yeah, because he actually didn't. Dylan played out of his mind.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
His physicals match what I thought they would be, although they lied about his height at Rutgers. He was not.
Don't
6'10".
everybody lie?
3 inches, dog. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
he's definitely
like
6'7".
he's
I am
6'7".
I am
6'6".
5'6". I was 5'7.5" on paper for 4 years.
So,
Nobody knew.
but I think the that combine worried me more than the. I was willing to, like I said, I was willing to give him a pass because he was at Duke and he had Knipple playing with him. And then somebody said Knipple is coming out.
Yeah.
Really?
If Knipple don't take his selfish behind back to school and show he can be a
He's
team
gonna
player,
he's gonna be a top 10 pick.
oh
He
my
can
God.
shoot the shit out of the ball. Why would he not come out? If hold on, Troy, time out. I'm gonna stop here. If you were told by your agent and you know you've gotten word out that you're probably a top 10 pick, you're the kid, you being the kid, Troy, are you not coming out of the draft? Are you telling me that you not coming out, Troy, and getting that money for everybody? Stop it.
All right, so
Call me Richie Ricks. I'm on the way.
Why spend another year to go top 5 when you could go get the experience and go get the money right now? What's 5 more picks to me? I'm in the league. I'm him already.
all right.
But that's if he goes in that range, though.
Right now, and he's not
sure?
he's not showing up in the top 14 right now. I'm looking at ESPN, you know, the mock drafts. I'm not seeing him in the top 15. I think the Orlando Magic should not be allowed to make a top 20 pick for 4 years.
Why?
They should be forced to re-sign a free agent at some point because this
Why?
is getting
Why
ridiculous.
are you on the Magic for?
They will not re-sign their top talent. I am not
No.
ever going to root for them. They're going to get their players for 3 years and say, have a nice day.
No, but I don't think it's the Magic. I think a lot of it is the players.
They did though. Did they not re-sign Franz or whatever? They re-signed.
But oddly, Orlando is not a big market.
Yeah,
it's not a big market. So if I can balling out in Orlando and I can triple my play in Dallas or LA, I'm not staying here.
They re-signed Jonathan Isaac. That's who they re-signed. Who should have never left Florida State early.
Agreed. Now that I'd agree with. Because he okay. The difference between Knipple and Isaac is that Knipple has something that the league wants and needs, and that's shooting. He's a specialist, right? Isaac was a specialist coming out as well, and everybody knew that he was coming out for defense. However, you become a liability at the pro level if you have no offensive game. So he would have benefited from that extra year. Knipple, on the other hand, we've seen guys where, and he's not bad when it comes to being able to move on defense. He'll be able to hold his own in that regard. But that's why I feel like Knipple, as opposed to Jonathan Isaac definitely could have benefited from that. Absolutely.
Knipple is not listed in the top 50 players in this mock draft.
What mock draft are you looking at? I'm looking at 3 different ones.
I'm looking
NBA
at
ESPN, Draft Room, CBS Sports.
I'm looking at ESPN right now. He is not listed in the top 50.
I'm going to take a chance on him.
You must have passed him.
I would take a chance on him before I go out and get another European.
Him. He's at 8 at Brooklyn. What are you doing?
Wait, hold on. Did I miss that? Hold on.
Yeah, you did.
That's 5, 6, 7. Oh my God.
See, I told you he's a top 10 pick, bro. Roughly.
So,
I say 10 to 15. 10
in
to
the
15.
top 10, Duke has 3 players that are listed to go in the top 10. And they didn't win a national championship.
I think the center Malawaj, he was highly ranked in coming out of high school. He might not be that highly sought after. He might slip. The Derek Queen kid, because he's shown a little bit of range outside of strictly the paint, But the Malawatch kid, he's a super project. He's 7'2". He's a big kid. But I don't.
Do the Pelicans need to get another Dookie? Let's just be honest.
Well, where are they at right now? They're at 7.
At 7.
They're slated at 7. They need to take. You know what's really cool about this draft? A lot of these guys are like toward the top of the draft, anyways. They're like combo guard wing ish. They're like between 6'4" and like 6'6" or 6'7".
Yeah.
They could pretty much take any one of those guys from 2 to 7. There's like they're all the same guy outside of Colin Knippel, who's a shooter. So
yeah,
the draft is going to be fun.
I think there will be a lot of vets out of this draft. I don't think you're going to see a superstar out of this draft. And again, when you don't have a guy who jumps off the charts physically, that's not a stretch, and it's nothing insulting to any of the players. It's just there isn't one guy you just like, oh my God, he's so physically better than everybody else that his skills will, translate.
We only have guys like that every 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's again, Nico was right. Nico went to the casino. He bet it all on blue.
Man.
And
Oh my God.
he came up aces because
Luckiest man on earth. My God.
Either way he won this trade. He got a player who refused to listen to management and get in shape. So he got rid of him. Now, would you have liked to see him get more players in return? Hell yeah. But he did Luka a solid. He put him in La La Land.
Luka gonna be all right in LA.
Right.
So, I'm not gonna look at hate, but this is about celebrating Nico.
Oh yeah, he's celebrating Nico. That man got lucky. I'm just glad he knows that he's not gonna fluff this up. They didn't debate about trading the pick. They came out and straight up said, "We not trading this pick." Thank heavens you have a brain this time around. Because Lord help him if he somehow traded Cooper Flag and Luka, and somehow Cooper Flag just turns out to be better than LeBron or some. God forbid. Imagine he really messed up that bad. Imagine he messes up that bad twice. He
came
that
up.
He might not end up in Dallas.
He traded Luka, and LA didn't win a championship, and they are nowhere close to winning a championship anytime soon.
The wild part is, had they won one, he would have been the dumbest man in the world.
Yeah, it would look real, real bad. But as somebody told me, you gotta stick to your processes, believe in what you believe, and everything else will happen for the best. But can we please get these people to stop saying the NBA is rigged? It is not.
It is though.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
You okay?
So how is it that we have 7 years of the worst team not getting inside the top 3? Come on, man. And how is it that the Dallas Mavericks got the first pick? Okay. And how the Spurs get number 2? Come on, man.
Hey, I'm not gonna hold you. That is what sealed it for me.
Oh, Jamal, we're not gonna forget who got the 3rd pick, though. There was a 3rd thing. How the Sixers just magically get into number 3 when their pick could have went to the Thunder?
That's all I'm saying.
But
so you all sitting here telling me that this ain't rigged
then you got
to
the
make things
Spurs
interesting.
over here talking about they ain't gonna make a trade, considering a trade for Dame. So they gonna put Dame, and you know what? I don't even care if the Spurs get Dame because he's gonna be out because he tore his Achilles, and the Damian Lillard they going after is not the Damian Lillard from 2014. They ain't the same Dame.
Dame might be in Orlando.
Listen, you might.
What's going on, TP, sir?
TP.
This guy sticked into oblivion. So man,
I seen the first one. I'm like, oh Lord, it's gonna be a long one. I'm sorry.
he kept doing like I'll be waiting to try to see if he gonna do it or not, and then he would switch right as I press the button. It's like I can't ain't even nothing I can do.
Man,
He was out there like
just-
kid.
hey,
He was
just
just doing
telling
it to
him-
do it, and felt
Just
like he
tell
was
him his
getting
mama
lucky.
bald head and move on. I want his
Nasty
mama ain't
word.
got no hair.
I just want to let you know that is probably not the thing to do because I have had that go left on me a few occasions. So yeah,
Hey, it's better
Talking-
than throwing the N word. Like your mama bald head.
yeah, I agree. I've said a few times that I dated your mama in college, and a few times the response that came back wasn't always the best response.
Hey,
It's nothing like when somebody mama get on the mic and be like, "You a grown man."
nah, I think I said worse on GTA. It got so bad between me and one dude, we got banned off a whole server. Every time. If he was on or I was on, we would blow up a whole city going after each other. Now nobody can enjoy the game because bombs is going everywhere. We got banned off, bro. Yeah, it be like that sometimes.
I was 48 the first time I got banned from Xbox Live for 24 hours.
Damn.
I could not chat for 24 hours. And I didn't even know it at first. I was like, what? Why I can't send no messages? And I checked my email. I was like, oh.
What did you say?
He don't remember.
Oh no, I called the little boy
no.
asshole. I called the little boy asshole. I remember that.
That's it.
I called him
I
an
said
asshole.
way
Yeah.
worse than that.
I know, and I was like, this is what I get suspended for. I done talked about people's mamas and all kind of wild stuff, but calling the kid an asshole, that's the line is too far. So yeah. That was too far.
Welcome to the gulag. See you tomorrow.
So
What I miss?
Bill, we was talking about the NBA draft lottery, Cooper Flags, subpar 40, but mostly the draft, the draft show where the Dallas Mavericks got the #1 draft pick, and the whole world said it was rigged.
It was. Because how did Dallas Mavericks get #1 and then the Spurs get the second pick? How?
Every time there's been a reason for a team to get the #1 pick, they've gotten the #1 pick. I can remember going back to when my Rockets, we were damn sure not supposed to get Yao Ming, but he didn't want to go to Milwaukee or none of those
what you
small.
saying is, and the current commissioner is David Stern 2.0. That's what I'm hearing.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Here go the Pat Ewing
Basically.
stuff.
Exactly. He learned
You
from the
can't
best.
even
He
deny it,
learned
bro.
from the best.
Bro, David
I mean,
Stern.
Just think about it, though. Just
If
think about
David
it.
Stern dead, because the WNBA need to hire David Stern right now. Because Paige would have never ended up in Dallas, and LA would be getting Junior in 2 years. If David Stern dead,
No, he did. See, he knew, but what's his name? Adam Silver, whatever dude. Yeah, Adam Silver. He made up for the WNBA's mistake. He got both #1 picks in Dallas. He knew exactly. He fixed their flop up. You see this, Jamal?
Dog,
This is crazy.
So what? Both #1 picks going to damn. You know what? No.
I was just making valid points of why this is not rigged, and you threw the WNBA in there, and now everybody gonna really think it's rigged.
I mean, did the Dallas Wings
The
not get
Mavericks
paid better?
and the Wings get the #1 pick.
You can't tell me it's not rigged down, Troy. Go on and say it's not rigged now.
As my daddy once said, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then.
Oh yeah.
I cannot, in good conscience, believe it's rigged. I just have to understand that sometimes things happen.
It's one thing for two teams from the same city to be good. It's another thing in a lottery where it's supposed to be kind of random. And not only that, this team had a 1% chance.
1.8.
Whatever. I was about to say that.
Whatever. 1.8. Out of 100. And somehow, some way, not once, but twice. Teams from the same city got a number one pick in two different leagues.
Wow.
In the same
what? You know what? Don't even worry about it.
If I bring up the hockey draft, y'all really gonna scream it's rigged. So we just gonna keep moving along.
I bet you they got the number one draft pick in Dallas too, didn't they?
Dallas. No. Dallas. Hold on. Who has?
Oh no. It wasn't. It was the. I don't know if it was Utah.
No, I just only watch hockey when the Florida teams play each other because they always fight.
Oh man, one of the minority owners in Sunrise has been banned from all team activities because he was on social media just saying all kind of wild stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, the Islanders have the number one pick. They were bad. They wasn't, but
who had
it bad, but they was
who had
bad.
it the year previous though? I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Cavs season is looking grim. My bad. I must have spoke too soon earlier. It's looking mighty grim now.
San Jose had a number one pick last year, and Chicago had a number two pick. But
yeah, NBA draft lottery definitely rigged. But you know,
it's rigged, bro.
The talk of the town.
Just get rid of the lottery.
Like, no, but I don't mind it.
What
because,
do you do?
You know, I don't mind it because, like, just like the other sports, right? Like, let's say football or whatever. The other teams, like, who knows how much these teams are trying or not? Like, at the end of the day, the teams are going to tank the way they want to. But as you can see in the NBA, it's clearly not benefiting you all the way. So you might as well try to put up some sort of a
it's not because David Stern or Adam Silver or whoever is the commissioner gonna be like, hey, this is who getting the number one pick. No, nothing, bro.
But then there's that too. You right. There's that too. Because it's like at the end of the day too, it's like who want to see Cooper Flag go to Brooklyn? Who want to see him go to?
That's good for basketball though.
For basketball, yeah, but they're like for their business and whatnot.
See,
and the Wizards, Lord God help him if he went to the Wizards. It was nobody watching Wizards basketball for Cooper Flag. Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna tell you this now. There was no chance in hell he was going to the Wizards. I just want you to know that.
Utah. They might let the kid that's coming out next year. They may let him find his way to Utah because of all this Sam Presti or not Sam, whatever guy.
You talking about Danny Ainge?
Danny Ainge, yeah, there you go. Because he put money into BYU or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say that happens. See, like.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Danny Ainge has funneled that kid from an academy in Utah to BYU. If that kid ends up at Utah, I'm flipping all this shit over.
You can't tell me it ain't rigged if that happens.
Right.
You are literally rigging the system, and we can see you doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
So,
but I ain't mad at it though. It's more entertaining. Shoot,
Danny Ainge rigging
the whole Luka trade
on
purpose too. And
I
I'll
don't
be
want
for
Dallas to have shit. That's just me.
it.
I don't want Dallas to have.
Wow. I mean, they're not gonna win a championship. LA is not going to win LA ain't gonna win a championship in the next 5 years. Dallas ain't gonna win the championship unless Cooper Flag outperforms his combine stats. I don't think they're winning anytime soon. And they got to get a healthy big man. So unless AD finds the fountain of youth and gets healthy, that's something different. Not, and I hate to throw this in here but Giannis is the talk of the town, and he telling people he's open to a new destination. Here's the problem.
Come to South Beach, Giannis.
Is he a free agent?
No, he has 3 years left on his contract. Here's the
He ain't
problem.
going no motherfucking where.
But the problem is not Giannis. It's what is it? The Nations or whatever the kid is that's on. Why is he taking up a roster spot?
Who?
Giannis' brother.
It
No.
don't even be mattering.
I think he gone, bro.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the team. I think
He playing overseas. He playing overseas. Last year he was on the team. He overseas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it'd be mattering as much as you think. Him holding a roster spot, they only play 8 to 9 people a night, maybe 10.
Everybody ain't Tibbs. Everybody ain't Tibbs.
Yeah.
Some people play 10, 12 people. Well, 10 people.
10.
Oh.
So you still allow 15 roster spots. So if he ain't on the active and he's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good for him.
But if Giannis does move, and again, here's my issue with everybody telling Dallas they need to trade for Giannis. Giannis is 30.
Yep.
30 is 30. And everybody looking at, Mike Conley and looking at LeBron and like, oh, look at their age. Okay.
Those are aliens.
Exactly. Like,
but Giannis is not. And here's the thing, though. Like, if they did, it hypothetically just puts Giannis on the same timeline as all of those other guys. So it kind of makes sense, but it also doesn't, considering what this kid might be. So
yeah, I mean, we could be wrong, and he could. We know he's gonna be better. Defensively, he's gonna be better than Luka. We know that.
Yeah,
like, we know that.
Ain't hard. That's not a hard guess.
So nobody's ever said that he doesn't work. Like, from everything that I heard, like, he likes to be the first person to win all the win sprints. Like, he likes to be the last out the gym. So I know he's going to put in the work. I don't know how limited he's going to be physically. So we'll see. But I know he's going to be better than Luka. So, no, you don't trade for a 30-year-old guy when you got, what is he, 19, 18?
Yeah.
17,
so, you got 15 years with this guy. Whereas if you get Giannis, you got, another 9?
5, maybe.
So, yeah, it's not. And then also, listen, Giannis ain't out here making his life easy by shooting mid-range jumpers and taking a few threes every now and then.
Giannis won't smoke.
He is a bull in the china shop running full steam to the rim.
Yeah, Giannis want to smoke every game, all game.
I admire his fearlessness, but at some point you got to make business decisions. Unlike Chet. I'm sorry, Chet just don't make business decisions.
Why you got to catch a straw?
He
about to show you tonight. He about to show you tonight. He about to put Jokic in the rim and show you tonight.
He ain't put no damn Jokic in the rim.
He better not mess with that big old man. First off, Jokic don't move. You not putting a move on Jokic and he like going the other way. No,
that's right. He don't move. You don't move enough.
Jokic just goes. You gonna put that move on. Jokic's gonna be right there, and you're gonna break your bones again for no reason at all. And did y'all tell him to stay from underneath that rim? Because I know Aaron Gordon got them dreads, and we don't know the Aaron Gordon without dreads. But he's still him. He still will dunk on your mama on first Sunday. So, just... All right. So, we got to ask the way too early question. Who do we think so far is the conference MVPs? I hate this award so much. Who do we think is the Eastern Conference MVP way too early?
Oh, well, it'd have to be Brunson, right? Naturally, it would have to be.
I mean, but from our perspective, yes. But think like sports writers. Who they picking?
If they pick Halliburton, I will. Oh my God, I will flip everything over. Halliburton is. Thank you, nice. Thank you. And I'm not saying this as a Knicks fan. I'm just saying. I know my orange and blue sky bias gets in my eyes sometimes, but man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I agree with you. But we also got to look at what the dumbasses that vote for this award going to do.
Because
that's all I'm saying.
You're saying who is the Western Conference MVP?
No, East.
Well, we started with the East. Now. Yeah.
Who is the best player in the East?
Yeah.
Right.
I guess in the playoffs, specifically.
Jalen Brunson. It's easy.
Right.
All right. Nobody has outperformed him in the postseason.
I agree.
They haven't.
The only other person that would come close in the East would be Tatum or Mitchell, maybe. But both of those guys are about to lose.
Yeah, I'd say Donovan Mitchell. No. Now in the West, I don't know in the West, and the reason I don't know is because I want to say Shea.
I feel like to Jamal's point, it's going to be Anthony Edwards.
It is definitely going to be Ant-Man.
But also by the eye test, it's going to be Anthony Edwards. That man is he took down LeBron and Luka. He big game, man. He take care of business whether Steph is there or not there.
He took down LeBron and Luka. That's all they need to hear. MVP.
Julius Randle's playing great now. How cool would it be? Go ahead, write this story for me one time, Troy. Minnesota versus the Knicks. Quarterfinals. Yes.
Dear God.
Yeah. He said, dear God.
I'll come to you as humbly as I know how. Please, 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 please. Don't let this shit happen. This would be one of the most boringest slow burn that has NBA championships we have ever seen. Amen. Sorry about the shit I said last week.
The level of I don't want to see this happen.
Oh, see,
Knicks in the finals, though.
I want Knicks in the finals. I don't want Minnesota in the finals. No.
Ant-Man? You don't want to see Ant-Man?
Not against my Knicks, no.
Don't they? Oh, so now everybody don't like Ant-Man now.
Let me say no.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
Okay now. Now everybody Knicks haters and Ant-Man haters.
No. I am speaking for my personal ability to still be on this podcast. Because I'm sure if
it's
something goes
left, where you going?
I might have to fire me.
He said, where you going?
I can see I'm smart enough to know me. I know my limitations. And let's just say, I'm not putting this in the universe. This is just the hypotheticals. We get to the finals and we lose a game we ain't got no business losing at home. And then I got to come on this podcast on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to have to fire me. I'm going to have to fire me because I know me.
We'll be here Tuesday. Just send somebody to log in.
All right.
Oh my God! Did you?
Just have
I mean, no Jason Tatum. There's no way they blow this, right?
It's not Jason Tatum.
Yeah, no, we should not blow this at all. Let me put up.
Crazy. They should have been dead.
So
who?
Cavs. They're down 3 now. They was down 6 with a minute 30. They just made a 3.
So what you're saying? There's a chance they blow this series.
This is the article I wrote.
That's GG's. Never mind.
This is the article I wrote about my Knicks.
Damn.
Do you see the headline? Do you see the headline?
I mean, ain't like you lied.
Now imagine if they lose. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yep. Yep. This podcast would be crazy. It's, you know what? The Knicks should not think of the Pacers series as a revenge series. They need to play this series like it is a brand new, fresh series. Don't be going looking for no revenge. None of that. No drop coverage. None of that. Go out there, play Knick ball, switch the zone every now and then. Please play those same 2 players 20 minutes like you did the last game. That is all I ask. Give me 2 bench players with 20 minutes or give me 4 with 10. I'm cool with that. I am absolutely cool with that. But I do not need to see Jalen Brunson playing 44 minutes ever again. Absolutely nuts. But again, Tibbs won yesterday. He might know something I don't know.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they was playing against the Nova Knicks last year.
Not the Nova Knicks.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Because y'all had a couple of injuries.
Yeah, we had
Not
injuries.
being.
He called them the Nova Knicks.
So
the Celtics won last year by default.
That's what you're saying.
I think we kind of been saying that all year though, because every series they won, the other team's number one was hurt.
it was injured. Yeah.
Every series they won, and then they get to the finals, and we all know Dallas really didn't have the things needed to battle them. They didn't have the depth. That's all I'm gonna say. They didn't have the depth because when you get in the playoffs, you get to the finals. It's really a marathon. It's whoever has something in the tank left, and they really had a easy walk. They were fresher. They didn't have the hell games that Dallas had to go through to get to where they were. You know, it was kind of hard. You know, but it is what it is.
No. Well, it is. It is. It's great joy. It's just great joy. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back with Hear Me Out. We're definitely gonna come back with Hear Me Out. As this was unfolding onto the internet, because I thought this was some kind of hoax. As it was unfolding, it turned out to be real. A gentleman, we're gonna call him Matt, responded to a Steve Smith post of him golfing by saying, "Does your wife and kids know you're sleeping with my wife?" He then proceeds to post screenshots of text messages between him and who we assume is his wife. These text messages are quite graphic and quite embarrassing if you are said spouse. Because again, in the era of Twitter, there is no shame.
We need to bring it back.
Some key issues that Marlo might want to discuss is the quote.
I'll get it.
You was so deep, you moved my IUD.
That sounds about right.
So
obviously, she's used to dealing with a short knocker, and he was not. he didn't have the proper equipment. First of all, this is my whole problem with the whole thing. Why, as a man, why would you call another man and record it just to put it on the internet that you recorded talking to him, that he had then dug a pothole in your wife?
The incomparable Marlo Dickens.
His quotables, man, are just.
Bro. And he come off the cuff. Like, it's not like it's something he thought of. That's like straight off the dome.
Yep. That's how it is.
Bro said that man dug a pothole in your wife. Why would you say that about it?
I had never heard that one.
Ever. Me either.
Well, damn.
That is the wonderful content you get here at Fat Mouth Sports. So, I said we was going to talk about Hear Me Out, because I tend to say stuff on Twitter, and sometimes it go left, and sometimes people get in their feelings about what I say. I really don't care, but today I need y'all to hear me out. All right, so I know this is a basketball podcast, but somebody decided to put something on my heart today. And there were talks about dynasty, specifically Kansas City. And I said they're not a dynasty. Apparently somebody got mad. I said, that's interesting. And I said, well, the era that I grew up in, this is not a dynasty. Dynasties, like I grew up in an era where there were 3 distinct dynasties running in a 10-year span.
Who is a dynasty right now?
Nobody. Honestly. Nobody.
Because last time I checked, in order to be considered a dynasty, you had to have won multiple championships in that time frame. And the only team that I know of in recent memory to win multiple championships is Golden State.
Yep.
And I'm saying you did it with the same people, because LeBron has never had a dynasty. He won 2 in Miami and 1 in Cleveland. That's not a dynasty yet. The Lakers
had he stayed in Miami 2 more years, he would have had it.
The Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, dynasty.
That was a dynasty.
The Lakers with Kobe and Paul, not a dynasty. See the difference? You got to understand that you got to be dominant for a long stretch of time, because the only reason I have to take that dynasty away from the Paul and Kobe is because they didn't have the pure dominance over that time frame. People had a chance back then. You forget about the Spurs, because they was winning championships in that same time.
But this was football. People got upset because I said that about Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Back to the Spurs real quick. But do we consider the Spurs a dynasty? Or were they just a really good team?
Well,
because
I
they
think,
lost championships in those years.
What's considered a
But-
dynasty? You got to start with that. Like whatever your definition of it is going to be. What is it?
So here's my definition of a dynasty, right? Because of so let's go 98 forward, because the length of contracts changed, all of that, right? So if in a 4-year span you get 3 championships, you're a dynasty, because that core group is probably together for that 4-year run, right? So take, for instance, and this is a complete hypothetical, Sam Presti should have been fired a long time ago, but take OKC when they had KD, Russ, and the Beard. Had they won 3 championships when they were together, that would have been a dynasty. They had 3 Hall of Famers. They would have won 3 championships. They would have had to beat LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. So they would have had some hurdles to get over to get to them promised lands. 3 championships with them would have been a dynasty. Absolutely would have been a dynasty. Golden State had an opportunity to have a dynasty, but they blew it. They let LeBron beat them. Well, I'm sorry. Draymond couldn't stay his behind out of trouble, and then they lost.
Yep.
So was Montana's Niners? Was that a dynasty?
Yes.
Did you consider that?
Absolutely.
So what makes what Montana did in the span between, what is this, 82 to 90, different from what Mahomes did in his 4-year or 5-year time span? It's the same. It's almost the same with one less championship.
It's not the same because, again, contracts. Remember, free agency, if I'm going to call it a buck, if I'm going to keep it a buck, the dynasties back then was Washington, the New York Giants, and San Francisco 49ers. The reason I don't like to make comparisons to modern day football to them is because they all cheated. You didn't have oversight over free agent contracts, so there was some mess going on, right?
hey, some people can say the Bills was kind of a dynasty. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
And lost everyone.
Hey,
Problem
Jim
with-
Kelly's still a Hall of Famer.
I
30
agree.
Thomas, Hall of Famer. Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer. There was a lot of Hall of Famers on that squad.
I'll just say this.
But
If
you have to win to be considered a dynasty. I was saying that to be funny.
yeah.
They were the greatest team to never win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That is the greatest team to not win a Super Bowl. They got there 4 straight times. And last time I checked, they are the only team in NFL history to appear in 4 straight Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
They are the only team to do it. They just happen to be the only team to have lost multiple Super Bowls back to back.
See, I'm having a hard time believing that this can't be considered a quote unquote dynasty.
Well, who are
Because
you trying to argue is a dynasty?
No,
he was saying that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs aren't really
dynasty.
necessarily dynasty, which I could see why you would say no.
arguing with regular people
No,
on
the
Twitter, bro.
The Chiefs are 100% a dynasty. This Chiefs team is
The
100%
reason-
a dynasty. Same coach, same quarterback. Because you can't say that
Right.
this isn't a dynasty if they was already calling the Patriots a dynasty before Tom Brady won his last 3 Super Bowls.
I
said it. I said his
name.
Hey, say his name. Say his name. The
All I'm gonna
Chiefs.
say
How
is
many
this.
Super Bowls have the Chiefs been
Tom
to
Brady.
in the last 5 years?
They do the
many
same
Super Bowls-
argument with. They've been to
No,
what,
it's not.
4? They've been to 4.
in
But
5 years.
He's
And
been to
won
5.
3. They've
He's
been
been
to
to 5.
4. He's been to 5
They've been-
Super Bowls. But in the
Come on,
last
man. 5
in the la-
5 and 6 years is insane, Troy. Come on, man.
and
call them-
in the year that they didn't make the Super Bowl, They lost in the AFC Championship game.
So like you gotta give flowers, bro.
As much as I don't like the Chiefs, they are a dynasty.
If it was your team with your quarterback and coach, you would be.
He'd be screaming it to the rooftop.
Right.
Not true.
What? Wow. Really?
Come on, man. If you had your quarterback for the last 6 years and you went to the Super Bowl for 5 of them 6 years, you're not calling that a dynasty?
Let's go ahead and let me keep it a book. Of the teams that I named that was a dynasty in them same 80s, I could have called the Raiders a dynasty, but they're not. The reason that they're not, and I don't care what nobody say, that was not a fucking catch. Franco Harris dropped that ball, hit the ground, and Franco Harris ran. But
oh my God.
But they lost in the AFC Championship game to the Steelers, I think twice. And then after that, they went on a run. They won 2 Super Bowls. Okay, cool.
They went to 2 AFC Championship games.
But this is the Super Bowl game, though, we're talking about.
But were they dominant teams during that span?
Right.
Were they dominant? Were people afraid of the Kansas City Chiefs? And I say no, they were not.
I mean, let me tell you this, Jamal. Don't nobody want to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. 2 reasons.
In the playoffs.
In the regular season, they was dominant.
My Raiders have no problem playing the Chiefs.
But
your Raiders don't even show up to their own games. Stop.
There's 2 reasons.
We beat them. We beat them, so that's all I care about.
There's 2 reasons people don't want to play the Chiefs. 1 is Pat Mahomes. 2 is the refs. You don't always get it. You don't always get a clean slate when the game starts.
Pat Mahomes gets,
but I don't.
Hey, y'all know my mama is white, right?
I don't like the stigma of taking away accomplishments because of the refs.
Hold on.
If you just base the argument on accomplishments, there is no way the Chiefs aren't considered a dynasty. Because when we go look in the 70s and we look at what the Steelers were able to do, that was a dynasty. It had a name. See, dynasties, they come with this mystique. You got to have something special about this team. It isn't based solely on just wins. You look at that steel curtain, it has a name to it. That was the Steelers. And I know you upset. You still say he dropped the ball. That dynasty may not even be a dynasty if they don't win that game against the Raiders. I get it. But we can't go back and change history. History is history.
I'm not saying we can go back and change it. That's why I said they are, to be clear, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a dynasty. And
Dallas Cowboys, as much as I hate them, when they became America's team, that Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Ken Norton, like that was a dynasty. Tug Haley, that's a dynasty. You got names, you got charisma, you got all these other things that you think about when you think about this team. You cannot take away the fear teams have when they go and play Patrick Mahomes, because he's done things with the football that nobody in the history of the NFL has done. There's been some people that may have done this good. They may have done that good.
Of referees.
Not always.
I'm just gonna say this
because it didn't start that way. That's only here recently in the last couple of years that I can really say that I think the refs been helping them. Those championships before that and everything that Patrick Mahomes had did up until these last 2 years, I can't sit here and say, oh, the refs helped them do that. Those plays that he was making back when Travis Kelce was younger, when he had Tyreek Hill, these were things that we weren't seeing. And Andy Reid, we know, is one of the greatest offensive minds to ever sit on the sideline of an NFL game. He did it in Philly. They just wasn't able to get it done. But who else do you know went to 4 straight championship games with 2 different teams.
So now we're breaking. So I put Andy Reid in. Hold on. Put Andy Reid in the top 5 coaches of all time. I put him up there. Yeah, I'm gonna say it differently.
The other 4.
Bill Walsh,
Chuck Noll,
and Chuck Noll.
Belichick. Yeah. So those are the guys.
I think we agree on the coaches. I think most people would agree with those coaches. You can, there's some other names. Let me see who else can we say.
Marv Levy is an amazing coach, but he lost 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's why his name is forgotten. Hank Graham. But we take it way back now.
TP said, if you get that landing system.
We can take it back. Nah, you gotta have a success though, because we can associate the 4 straight Super Bowls. We can, if they would have won at least one of those, we could have been like that kind of was a dynasty. If they would have just won one, because who else again went to 4 straight Super Bowls? That's dominance. You dominated a whole half of a decade.
Do you know why? We need to check and see if Scott Norvell and Mike Norvell are related, because then I'll understand what's going on at Florida State. I'm just saying.
So where do we rank Bill Cowher?
Bill Cowher's era is kind of because he left in the middle of what could have been a dynasty.
What could have been. So him leaving and them still not having a losing season since, that takes away from.
But that's the Steelers, though. That's not just Bill Cowher. That is the Steelers. You talking about an organization? They had 4 coaches in their existence?
Which is insane.
So, oh, by the way, Mike Norvell is not related to Scott Norvell. So,
well, since this is a basketball podcast, who do you rank higher, the Zen Man or Popovich?
I rank. It is Pat Riley, Red Auerbach, Greg Popovich, and then the Zen Master.
Even though the Zen Man got more rings than all of them. So the rings doesn't constitute the greatest.
No, I would say
it is a collection. Hold on.
Wait, no, DK, because I'm about to get it.
No.
Come on, wait.
No, you trying to make this about Mike. This ain't about Mike. This is
we was gonna go there. We was gonna go there.
No, let me finish. This dude, you're talking about a dude that he came first off. The triangle offense was not his offense. That was Tex Winter's offense. 2, it ain't like he left Chicago and then went and built a team. He left Chicago and had all the pieces put together in La La Land. Had all the pieces put together. Stop me when I'm lying.
I don't think there's another coach that could have gotten Kobe and Shaq to work together. I don't think anybody else could have done what he did.
I agree
with those 2 guys.
And
without them working together, they don't win 3 championships in a row.
I agree. But I also say this. The reason that I hate Red Auerbach and I respect him so much, people don't know Red Auerbach had players, the best players in the world, working for him in the Poconos in the offseason. He knew every player when it came out.
But what does that have to do with coach? Hold on. So I understand the relationship between player and coach. I know it all too well being a coach myself. That is a very important aspect of coaching. But who else coaching wise, has built not one, not two, but three three-peats. Who has done that? Don't worry. I'll wait.
Again, I'm not saying he is not an excellent coach. What I'm saying is he is not the best coach.
He is the greatest coach of all time. The amount of personalities that he had to deal with, like the level.
Right. That's where I'm at with it.
He
Like,
dealt
it's a
with
difference.
Dennis Rodman.
Like, we know that those guys could win.
See, this is why history is important. Dennis Rodman was bad, but Robert Parrish was worse. Like,
but then
do you understand? Golden State was like,
and a bunch of never mind.
Golden State was like, he didn't play with Bill. Golden State was like, wait a minute, you want him? Yes, you can have him. Robert Parrish was swinging on his teammate. Like, give him the ball so he can score his 25 points and 10 rebounds. He goes to Boston. Completely different player. And Casey Jones was the coach, by the way. This is why Red Auerbach gets a whole.
Like the Sam Jones team.
Yes. Red Auerbach gets the credit that we give Pat Riley in the front office. He didn't invent that. Red invented that. When Red set that team up for success, he was like, don't worry about it, Bill. Go ahead and coach the team. We're going to be fine.
Oh, it's Larry. Sure.
Yes.
I mean, I could have coached that team. Like, come on, man.
Right, man. Hold on. I was gonna say, hold
on. Come on now. Don't do that.
I ain't saying that they didn't have the monsters. I ain't saying that they had Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale.
Like, come on.
The dude that ain't in the Hall of Fame was a Finals MVP, Cornbread Maxwell. But
like,
again,
what are we like? What are we saying?
We're
again,
saying
the pedigree of Phil Jackson, and again, three three-peats. Oh, he came back and won 2 more. What are we saying?
Something missing.
You be getting on LeBron for not winning them in a row. Come on now.
No, I just want to check something. All right. Yeah, so he has 11 NBA championships. I mean, I could make an argument for him being. I can have an argument making him 2. I can't put him above Red. I can't put him on Red.
He's number one for the simple fact that he's built. He had 3 dynasties. I'll say 2. I'll say 2. We'll leave it at that.
The disrespect. Like, listen, I'm not a boss.
3 three-peats. 3 three-peats, and then a back-to-back.
Red lived forever. Red had 7 championships. Oh wait, hold on. Whoa. Why are we doing his? I didn't ask for his exact. He had 9 championships. He won at 57 and then won from 59 to 66. As an executive, he won 7 times as an executive: 68, 69, 74, 76, 81, 84, 86. Now, I'll throw the executive part out of the way because we know that other dude is absolutely trash as an executive. Because you know what? That's it. He's number 2 because he drafted Frank Ntilikina. He's not going to be the number 1 coach. Nope, I'm not forgiving that. Frank Ntilikina, I can't say the dude's name. I don't even know where that dude is
I mean,
now.
look at what Pat Riley doing. Look, they all lose a few marbles when they get to old age.
This was his first marble. What are we talking about?
How many champions? And you had Pat Riley up there. How many championships has Pat Riley sat on the sideline and won?
Pat got what, 5?
Phil got him 11.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
He got 5.
No.
I'm
not.
It's less than that.
34, right?
No. The same amount Magic got, Pat got. Pat was his coach for all the Magic.
Because we got to remember when LeBron went to Miami.
You're not counting them.
Pat Riley.
We can't count those
because he wasn't on the sideline. He was in the front office.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that counted. Front office counted as being on the sideline. Right.
No, I'm not. I'm just counting his coaching championships.
Dang. So yeah.
You talk about.
He got 5 championships. He got 5 championships.
5?
He got 5 championships. He got 82, 85, 87, 88, and 2006.
2006, he was on the sideline, and then he stepped
2006.
off.
Yep.
He came back, coached that one. They won. Then he stepped out, and the Eric Spoelstra won. You're absolutely right. That's 5. So he has half as many as Phil Jackson. Less than half.
He does.
So he's not a better coach. I'm sorry. And if you say it,
I just said Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson.
Okay.
I said that
then
he is
Pat
not
Riley,
jumping, and then Pat Riley,
and then Greg Pop
and Pop, yeah. But Phil is not jumping Red. Like I got too much for basketball history to make him jump Red. And Red, I respect Red because Red cheated in our face and got away with it.
You're entirely entitled to your opinion.
I know you don't like cheaters, TP, but I feel like if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey, well, y'all need to leave my Astros alone then.
Nah, y'all cheated. Y'all some cheaters. That's
what is it? Hey, he just said if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Nah, it should be beanball every time.
Yankees cheated for years because they got more money than everybody. So now I got the best team because I got more money.
You mad because we got more money. You mad because we spending that money because y'all broke. Wow, you mad at us. Okay.
I tell you what, the Astros are not broke.
The Rays, on the other hand, but since you segued to baseball, today it was announced that Shoeless Joe Jackson and Pete Rose are off the ban list, and there was a lot of debate going on of why they didn't do this while Pete was alive. You need to go back and look up, and I'm sure it's on YouTube. ESPN did the mock trial of Pete Rose. After that mock trial, there were interviews with the commissioner at the time after that mock trial, and he basically alluded to the fact that Pete Rose will be banned for life,
which means his life.
Exactly.
Which means that was a part I don't think people really understand. You know, for life is not for eternity, because he was gonna live forever. They basically made it to where he would never see himself in the Hall of Fame. That was your punishment, even though all-time hit leader. You know what I mean? You did these great things on the field, but you broke our cardinal rule. This is going to be your punishment. You will not see yourself in the Hall of Fame. But we cannot take the accomplishments away from you. So after that, people can go back to appreciating what you did for the game.
People need to understand how big he was. Paul Giamatti, I believe, is the old commissioner's name, gave him an out. Just admit to the gambling. We'll give you a little suspension, and then you can come back and get into the Hall of Fame. That's all he had to do, and he wouldn't do it. He would not do it. He admitted
to the grave.
For real, he admitted to gambling after Paul had died. it was too late then because the new commissioner was like, no, the sentence is the sentence. And they held it true.
Yeah.
Now, I'm say this.
Why is Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame? That's the that's the question. Why is Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame?
If he get in before Barry, if he get in, he's bet not get in before Shoeless Joe. I'm joking that I'll flip all this shit. I will flip all this shit over. I will add every baseball writer for the Hall of Fame. I will let y'all know exactly how I feel. Shoeless Joe Jackson been waiting to get in the Hall from the grave since the 30s. The 1930s. You bet not put Pete Rose in first. Shoeless Joe Jackson didn't cheat. His teammates cheated. They associated with his teammates gambling.
Guilty by association. Is a thing. Sadly, you know, in his regard.
Yeah, DK. His teammates threw a World Series.
Yeah.
Damn, true. Sorry, pal.
So
I just couldn't remember. Like I know the name, but
I can't remember. It's not a documentary. It may be a documentary on it, but there's an old movie. I think it's like Odd Man Out or something like that. That they talked about it a lot, and I feel very differently when it comes to Negro League baseball. So what I'm gonna say comes from that. But of the great baseball players of that time, Shoeless Joe Jackson was one of those white dudes that could have played in the Negro Leagues or in MLB. And what they did to him was nasty and wrong. And nobody bothered to be like, you know what, we should go ahead and fix this. But I think what baseball said was if we let Petey in and he gambled, we got to let Shoeless in. That's the only right way to do it. So
But them being taken off of the ban list doesn't guarantee their immediate entry into the Hall of Fame. That just means that they are eligible.
Yeah, we just hoping.
Yeah, just hoping at this point. But again, why is Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame when he never actually tested positive?
Baseball writers.
For steroids.
Baseball writers.
Exactly. They have blackballed him out of the Hall of Fame, even though he is the greatest hitter, arguably, of all time.
Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame because a bunch of dudes who could never play in Major League Baseball. Dudes that, if you really want to know my anger and hatred towards analytics, it's because for a long time, baseball writers have depended on numbers. Numbers have gotten players into the Hall of Fame. There was a standard number as a home run hitter that you had to hit. You had to hit at least 500 home runs, or you weren't getting in the Hall of Fame. They weren't looking at you.
We know it's a members only club.
So
we know it's members only. Like, come on. If there's even a smudge next to your name and you're not the right complexion, don't even think about it.
But TP, this is the funny part. Because they don't want to let Barry in, they're keeping players out that wasn't in that whole congressional thing. No name, there wasn't named in documents. It was just he might have did this, and since we ain't letting Barry in, we ain't letting them in either.
Sammy Sosa can't get in. Mark McGwire can't get in.
Fuck Mark. Like, you can't be on the same team as Jose Canseco. Jose Canseco out you and your other teammates. And then 7-10 years later, you bashing the ball out of the park like we don't know what Jose Canseco just said about you. We just heard him say this.
Yeah.
And you gonna tell us you've been taking deer antler
Dear analyst spray.
That was on the ban list too, by the way.
It was. That also helped Ray Lewis recover from a torn pec within one season and playing a Super Bowl. I guess it's amazing stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds good. You hitting 67 home runs and you recovering from injuries at a at a flash rate.
And that was the whole thing. It wasn't the steroids wasn't making them hit the ball harder. It was helping them recover. That was the whole point of it. And it was, and I'm part of my disillusionment with Major League Baseball is because of the steroid era. The steroid era should have been a cautionary tale. I'm not necessarily saying it should have been celebrated like I do. I still feel like chicks did the long ball. And people was not going to a baseball game to see a dude show up to work. They was going to see people throw no-hitters and slap the ball over the fence.
People came to watch Cal. You leave him alone.
Nobody was going to see Cal.
Ain't nobody coming to see you.
They was coming to see that streak stay alive, baby.
When people name the top 10 players of all time, Cal Ripken is like the last player they think of. They're like, man, there's somebody I'm missing. You want to know why? Because he showed up to work. Don't get me wrong, he was a good shortstop, but he wasn't Ozzie Smith. He wasn't Ozzie Smith. So, for you Cal Ripken fans and the Baltimore people that I know that get mad every time I say this, I don't care. I said what I said. Chicks did the long ball. Everybody was trying to slap home runs. Why? Because the contracts got better. Why was the contracts getting better? Because people was watching baseball. We don't watch baseball like we did in the steroid era. We just don't. Yeah, the Tampa Bay.
Shoot.
Yeah. No, because they.
I mean, Ohtani.
But
they
MLB's
doing that Sammy Mark thing.
MLB's major media contract is with Apple.
Hell contract.
And
very bad contract.
I ain't gonna lie, like with the exception of the few people that hit home runs on a regular basis, Aaron Judge, I would rather watch hockey. Again, I'm in the Tampa Bay area. The Tampa Bay Rays are my local team. I want the owner to stub his toe. Sell the team.
See, the difference between Aaron Judge and, everybody else, that man could easily walk into an NFL locker room. You line him up at DN. He gonna get by 12 sacks a season.
How tall is he? 6'7", 6'8"?
6'6". 6'6", about 260. That's DN right there.
Yeah. So
and the bat looks small in his hands, honestly. Like,
wait, what happened to Giancarlo Stanton? Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
I seen other media people make fun of him. I want to make fun of him, but if he roll up on me, ain't nothing I can do with him. So I'm not gonna make fun of him. Yeah, I'm not gonna make fun of him. It just seems wrong to make fun of him.
Why would you do that?
Because he strike out a lot, and
he let me down last year.
There's a podcast is the podcaster's dad calls him the whiffer, and I don't want to be calling him the whiffer because I don't think he would take very kindly to me calling him the whiffer. I just think it would go badly.
Probably.
But yeah, the whiffer is that's that guy. The WNBA season is starting soon. I'm excited for my Aces. We need to win a chip. We can't be losing to no dancing Statue of Liberty. That was so disrespectful. But shout out to Stewie. Congrats on you getting the championship. I hope you don't get another one. I need my Aces to win this year. Aces, there is a point guard named Diamond. Y'all should probably check her out. Diamond Johnson is out there just hanging out. She got cut by Minnesota. So you can go ahead and put her on the squad. But that's pretty much all I got. For everybody that is new to the podcast or going to see the replays, TP_gaming26 on Twitch. He streams apparently when I go to sleep at night. College football. If you are looking to get better at college football, please check him out. I saw him. I literally woke up, said, "Oh, TP stream." Watched the stream. I saw him complain about his safety giving up a touchdown, and then he comes back like 2 plays later and scores like an 80-yard run. I was like, I'm not exactly sure what TP plan is, but yeah, okay. That's just like a pass. It's like a pass. So
14 carries, 245. It was nasty. Nasty work.
I need to play this game so bad. I'll be so busy. I am absolutely so busy. The other thing, we are actively trying to get in contact with other athletic programs to get their coaches onto the program. I will be diligently working on that. If you notice a change in the podcast that we're a little bit more media friendly, it's because we're also trying to get money into the podcast. So you can always donate to there's a link to PayPal. The link is in the description, and it is also scrolling across the screen. We are trying to go to Media Day, the full staff, and we are trying to fly to Media Day in Birmingham. It is going to be an amazing experience. The tariffs are apparently paused, so I think I'll be able to get some of the equipment that I was going to get from China that should be back to $99 and not $300. So we're gonna put on a presence at Media Day. We're gonna put on a showing. If I'm writing articles to get y'all attention, we're gonna do something different. So Jamal, you still with us? I'm not sure if he may have dropped off. But DK, what you got for us this week?
Man, I'll keep it brief, but I'm very excited for Knicks basketball. That's honestly my pleasant surprise of the week. Started that series, I was like quite optimistic. I wasn't really too sure what we were gonna get out of them. I tried all season to get Troy to get off of Tibbs, but with the way that Brunson, look, only he knows with how many times he's kind of rolled his ankles over the countless games. But let's just call it over the last like 20 games, dating back into the regular season. So his health was skeptical. How much all those guys were playing, I was kind of concerned. Now the tables have turned. With Tatum's injury, Kristaps not feeling well. Apparently, Drew's not okay. I thought Drew he's been playing all right, but the last game, I don't know if he scored at all, if it was only a couple points. So it just seems like that they're in shambles. So I'm not a Knicks fan. Obviously, everybody knows me as a Suns fan, but I live in New York. To see them do well is nice. So hopefully they continue that. If they do, I will be at one of them watch parties out there in the city,
having me some dang fun during the Eastern Conference Finals. Best believe that. But that's my time this week. If they do make that Eastern Conference Finals, I don't know if I'll be here next week, but we'll stay tuned. Maybe I'm over there live with y'all from there. We'll see. That'll be fun though.
With DK with the flex.
I mean, it's free. You take the train. It costs the admission of a train ride to go out there and have some fun. I don't gotta buy a ticket.
Real quick before we get to TP, I want to thank Lionel Mosley, and go ahead and check out his podcast, PV versus Everybody. They came on Thursday with the Gathering Old Men podcast. Go check them out on YouTube. PV versus Everybody. Those dudes will give you all the information that you want to know about the Suge Knight coach at Prairie View A&M. Absolutely amazing dude. He is hilarious. Go check him out. Also, No Holds Barred podcast. Also, check them out on YouTube. They just got a platform contract, so they will be streaming on YouTube and on all of your streaming platforms. They support the podcast. I will be getting them on before football season so we can talk about the way too early SEC preview, because the SEC is the SEC. I'm going to hate because they're the SEC, but we're going to get them on. But TP, what you got for us this week?
The boy said they wanted a rematch, huh? Or they going to get one? Ohio State Longhorns, week 1. We're going to get it popping real early, all right? They might have got us in the playoffs, you know what I mean? But it's going to be a different general back there calling the shots. Nothing against my man Quinn. He did an amazing job for us for a couple of years. So, you know, shout out to everything he was able to do for us. I hope he has a good NFL career. I hope he's able to become a starter one day. But back to business. Ohio State, I don't know if y'all got a quarterback. And I promise you we're going to find out real soon whether or not y'all are who y'all think y'all are. There ain't going to be no repeat. It ain't going to be none of that. You know, at first, when I first saw it, I was kind of like, oh, man, they really trying to test us early. And part of that is true. But also, we get to see exactly what Arch Manning is going to bring to the table. And we're going to see it real early. And I hope that Steve Sarkisian doesn't, you know, keep the leash on him. Let that man play ball. Because we saw the leash, it was on him all year. We ain't really want to show too much. Hey, we let you play against these cupcake teams while Quinn nurses injury. I still don't think he was really hurt, but that's just me. We got to see a little bit of what Arch can do, but the leash wasn't fully taken off. So we're going to get to see all of that. This basketball postseason has been crazy. We've seen some epic collapses. You know, my Rockets was one of them. You know, injury to Steph Curry derailed their hopes. The Knicks doing an amazing job against the Celtics, who want to be 3-ball happy. You know, historically, I don't like to just come out and shoot 53s a game. I don't like it. That just tells me that you don't have no real offensive mind to where we're going to put plays together. We're going to put people in scoring positions and we're going to work the paint. You know, that's not great basketball to me. And it's a recipe for disaster. And yeah, they're down 3-1. Cavaliers, another epic collapse. Another 1 seed down. Pacers, good job. Keep it rolling. Oklahoma City right now is fighting for their life. I mean, they are fighting for their life right now. And that series probably going 7. It's going to end with a showdown in Oklahoma City. And we're going to find out if Shai is him. You know, the finals that is shaping up to look like, it should be OKC versus New York. But we got to see, because the Pacers are playing good ball. They match up really well against the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, can he be as dominant as he has been with a taller guard like Tyrese Halliburton in front of him all game? A lot of questions are going to get answered. But all in all, it's been a good basketball playoff season. and it's gonna continue to get better and better each day as we go. So I'm looking forward to whatever comes next. Probably about to go down here and turn on this OKC game. We're gonna see are they ready. But that's my time for the week. I'll see y'all on Thursday. Let's get it.
Whew. See, that was just nice and good and wholesome. Good and wholesome. It's been a really up and down week for me, right? Because FAMU softball lost to Jackson State in the SWAC championship game.
I suggest you kiss my ass quick.
And y'all let me have it and let me know, hey, FAMU lost to Jackson State. And that's cool. I have a different view on this so-called new rivalry. And I don't necessarily agree with you. So it's been a while since I've been in my bag.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer.
But I feel like I need to tell y'all how I feel, right? So, one, FAMU has done great things. FAMU has competed in several sports and won several championships this year, on the verge of winning another one in track. I don't get the FAMU is a one-trick only thing because of football. Yes, FAMU has more black national championships. I'm sorry, more national championships. Because they has 16, FAMU has 16, and they have an actual FCS one AA championship. But no other school has that. I understand why you would say, well, based on the championship, that's how you do. Well, the softball team has been really good under Coach Williams. The baseball team is really good, even though we're fighting for our life against that school in Daytona. Now, that is not to say that Bethune-Cookman isn't welcome on the podcast. We welcome everybody. I just want everybody to understand where my allegiance are. So that being out the way, I really need every FAMU person, every Tallahassee community member to voice their concerns about a takeover of Florida. This is not Florida State. Florida State at one point had the former Republican state Senate president as president of the university. This ain't that. FAMU needs to be able to operate independently. They need to be able to grow. They need the resources and the leadership to lead them into the next generation of both athletics and research. They need the resources to become a Carnegie R1 school. And we know that some of the funding that was used to get towards that goal was just snatched by the Trump administration. I say all that to say this. Universities are a part of our community. And whether you went to Florida A&M or you live in Tallahassee or you live in Tampa or Orlando where those schools exist, they are part of the community. They are part of you. It's going to always be one FAMU. And they're going to always be family. Now, for St. Pete, who we had on the show, I need you to do the right thing, homie. You know what it is. I don't want to.
Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?
But by FAMU, I might. That being said, I want to thank everybody for coming to the Madness Basketball Podcast. And since Jamal isn't here,
Crash the fuck out when people got you fucked up and punch a Nazi.
So with that being said, thank you for coming to the Madness Basketball Podcast. We have a show on Thursday, Gathering Old Men Podcast Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern 7 p.m. Central. You know the rest. For myself, Lord Jamal, TP, DK, I'm out.